The year of the Mammoth is coming. Who has read the article? Who has heard everything about it already? And what is your opinion? So, the year of the Mammoth is going to be the next standard year to come, finally, or however you pronounce it. That's kind of good there. As far as I understood, the year itself starts end of February, but it's not the new expansion. It's just like after all the playoffs are done for the Bahamas HCT, then the nerfs are gonna hit. Okay, so that's a small video here explaining the set rotation. I mean, we all know what's gonna happen. So Blackrock Mountain, TGT, and LOE are dropping all out. So they're gonna go wild. And we are only left in 2016 with those 3 expansions, okay? So we have Old Gods, we have Karazhan, and we have MSG. And then we're gonna have 3 more expansions next year, guys. 3 more expansions. There's no adventure coming. This year, in 2017, no single adventure. It's only gonna be expansions. 130 card expansion, 130 card expansion, 130 card expansion. I find that personally sad, but hey, we're gonna be rich, right? We're gonna be rich. And they also introduced the Hall of Fame. What is the Hall of Fame? That's a nice way of saying we're taking your classic cards and we're putting them into wild. Because we can. So the Hall of Fame is exactly what we're talking about in a few videos back. That they finally take some classic cards that might be too good, too bad, or something. And put them into the wild set. So they drop out of standard. And the first card is going to be Azure Drake. Which is a powerful card that was played in almost 90% of the decks, I guess, like, right? So their explanation is Azure Drake is a strong neutral card that ended up being a bit too versatile and thus became one of the most played cards in the game, which is true. There should be more 5-drop options for players rather than considering Azure Drake and auto-include. I can understand that because for real, Azure Drake was like in every deck. It was like, okay, I'm playing a rather mid-rangey deck and I don't have card draw. Azure Drake. Azure Drake is the most balanced card ever, but it was played like really in most of the decks ever. And they just rotate it out because they don't like it. And they're going to make new 5-drops. But you have to consider, guys, they bring out 3 new expansions, each 130 cards. So if they rotate out Azure Drake, they are obviously making new good 5-drops you could put there, right? Simple matter of fact. Then we have something that makes me sad. Sylvanas Windrunner. I don't know. Similar to Azure Drake, it's hard to see a card at the 6 mana cost outvalue Sylvanas. That's true. In addition, Sylvanas has the most powerful death rattle effect in the game. As a comparison, the priest card Mind Control costs 10. We have exciting death rattle build arounds coming soon, and in combination with Sylvanas, they would be too powerful for standard. Okay, so that makes sense if they're saying that we have exciting build arounds coming soon. In combination with Sylvanas, they would be too powerful for standard. I mean, it's sad that Sylvanas drops out of standard, but if they're telling us that they have crazy things planned and Sylvanas would be too strong, I'm gonna follow up with that explanation and we see about that. I think they're partially true about which 6-drop outvalues Sylvanas. Let's go for that. Which 6-drop outvalues Sylvanas? Oh, Jade Behemoth, right? So that's like really Savannah Hymen was like the pure 6-drop value for certain kind of ways. But Aya currently is probably like the new Sylvanas, right? On a 6-drop. But Karen is out for long already. And yeah, you had Emperor. He drops to wild soon. So it's kind of... I feel with it. She was really powerful. But it makes me sad because I love getting it like you play Priest. You know? You play Priest. And you actually go for the 2-drop. Assume Curator gets Sylvanas, win the game. Blizzard is so bad at balancing. They don't balance. That's not balancing. That's just straight up taking it away. You know, you don't need to balance if you just take things away forever. Then we have Ragnaros dropping out. I guess they really didn't want to have this 30% win chance, 1 out of 8 win, 1 out of 5 win. Like in a tournament, for the people to not say Pavel lucked his way to the win again. Might be a thing, right? So what did they write? Ragnaros is heavily played in both control and mid-range decks, and even shown up as a finisher in certain type of aggro decks. His high immediate value and strength at the 8 mana cost made the decision during deck building, is this 8 mana minion better than Ragnaros? Rather than, is this 8 mana minion the best choice for my deck type? Dozens of cards in the 7 to 9 mana range never saw play because Ragnaros was always the easy choice in that range. And some decks only want to run one high cost card. No, they wouldn't write the explanations down if they didn't find them reasonable, Chan. But before you all start enraging, one good thing is you will get full dust refund. Okay, for the cards moving to wild, you'll get your frigging 3,200 dust. You'll get your frigging 1,600 dust back. Okay? So when they get nerfed, you can go crazy. Obviously, those decisions here, like the Sylvanas and the Ragnaros, seem to encourage deck building. But the thing is, they say a lot of 7 to 8 mana drops weren't played due to Ragnaros being so strong, right? But what is the ultimate solution to that? So since Ragnaros was the strongest high drop, they'll just find a new strong high drop and then everyone will play that one. So rip versatility again, right? Could still be getting interesting. Sylvanas 5 mana, 5/5. Oh my god, I almost forget that. You only get the dust for the gold one, are you sure? Are you not getting the full dust refund for the normal one too? Interesting. So, Power Overwhelming is going out too. Power Overwhelming allows for extremely mana efficient minion trades or high spikes of damage for only 1 mana. Keeping this card exclusive to Wild will prevent some crazy combinations and spike damage. Warlock decks also tend to use a lot of classic cards, so the deck changes less when new expansions release. This change will help increase the variety of cards Warlock decks use over time. I'm happy that I can't get Leroy comboed anymore. I'm sad that I can't Leroy combo anymore. You know what I mean? I think it's okay. I won't miss Power Overwhelming. I haven't played it in a long while. And I remember, I remember all those moments where you're just sitting there, oh good lord, no Power Overwhelming from the Dark Peddler, please. Which brings me to the question, can you get still Power Overwhelming from a Dark Peddler? Or are they going to take it out? Yeah, I'm okay with it going. I mean, combo decks are fine, but it was just often like, really, okay, if he has Emperor, Leroy, and the combo, and then we're done. Bible thumb. Maybe they bring out a new charger too, right? That is so bullshit. This card is so broken, so yeah, it's still going to be broken, but somewhere else. Well, that's Blizzard's solution. That's why they created Wildfire, man. Sylvanas Overwhelming is gone. Well, since Sylvanas was gone, it was anyways gone. You know what I mean? It's not standard anymore. Yeah, well, new year of standard. It's going to be interesting to see what decks are popping up, right? Sure, you can still go for Leroy combos, but you actually can't go for Leroy combos anymore because Emperor goes away too. You know? You can do it with a coin though. And they, finally, the bullshit of Freeze Mage is over. Yes. I am really happy about this because I never liked Freeze Mage. I found it the most, or the most less interactive deck. The most least interactive deck. Can I say that? I think it's unnecessary to over-exaggerate, but Freeze Mage was for me the most bullshit deck ever. So, Freeze Mage is a fun deck that has been around for over 3 years now, and we like to see some more variety with Mage decks after each major release. This move allows Freeze Mage to continue existing in Wild while creating more variety in Standard. Icelands also prevented us from making powerful spell damage cards and design that allowed you to duplicate your cards. Icelands was also a very high burst card, sometimes being a key component of 30 damage combos. Yeah. I'm so happy. Suck it, George C. Yeah, the least interactive. I really hate Freeze Mage. I can't say anything else. I hate Freeze Mage. I'm happy it's gone. It was stupid. You're just sitting there. He draws his cards. Frost Nova, Blizzard. Get the Emperor. Get the Evolve Cobalt. 30 damage combo. And if you're a certain card, you can't win. You know? If they want to kill Freeze Mage, what about Blizzard Nova Freeze? That won't prevent the instant burst. You can't play Freeze Mage without it, but Freeze Mage loses a lot of his viability already due to Emperor gone, and now they just break it. But as they say, if they want to bring out high spell damage cards, also duplicate your cards. I can understand why they want to see Icelands gone, because if you would have 4 or 5 Icelands, like if you have a spell in your hand that allows you to duplicate or triple a spell in your hand, and with an Icelands, it would just be too strong. With every spell, it's too strong, but, you know, with Icelands, it would be too strong for a kill combo. You know? And conceal. No feel. Boom. And I'm so happy about this being gone too. I play Miracle Rogue myself. I play double conceal, questing adventurer, burst rogue, and it has brought me to legend. It has brought me to high legend positions. And I am happy that this is gone. You don't need to nerf Auctioneer. What you need to nerf is the card that makes Auctioneer OP, which is Conceal. So, Stealth is a very powerful mechanic and also can be very frustrating to play against. More for some classes than others. Hearthstone should ultimately be a game of plays and counterplays, and Conceal makes it increasingly more difficult for other classes to interact with the rogue minions as time goes on. We considered promoting Gadgets and Auctioneer in Wild instead, but in the end we decided to move Conceal because Auctioneer has proven to be one of the most skill-testing cards in the game. We think the power level of Auctioneer decreases with this change, and games where Auctioneer is played will be a bit more interactive. Yes. Auctioneer is fine. They already nerfed Auctioneer, but as they say, they might have moved him out. But I have to say, I would have missed Auctioneer in this deck, for example. So I'm not talking about Rogue, but if I didn't have Auctioneer in here, I would have missed it. Well, obviously, in Rogue, you would miss Auctioneer even more. But I have to say, you can play this deck without Conceal. I mean, there is the Rogue version, this Rogue version, that plays no Conceal. I think the nerf is absolutely relevant and pretty good. I said it, Conceal needs a nerf or go away, and it's perfect. Hearthstone should be a game of plays and counterplay creates Pirate Warrior and patches. You can beat Pirate Warrior and patches, also considering if you missed the latest nerfs, guys. Small Time Buccaneers going down to 1 mana, at 1 HP. And Spirit Claws up to 2 mana. That will be perfect. And yes, that's the thing with Auctioneer. Usually you play Auctioneer, prep, coin, blah, 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 blah. But then you Conceal him. And you just win. Now you can play Auctioneer, prep, coin, blah. No Conceal, he dies. So you will get your value, but you won't get the value of the instant board control also. And well, you can't Conceal Questing Adventures anymore. You can't make a 20-20 Van Cleef Conceal win the game. Therefore, I am really happy about the Conceal going away. It's most reasonable thing to do to actually make many decks different. So, yeah, that's good. So, what was it, guys? We wanted to allow players to disenchant classic cards that are being added to the Hall of Fame set for full dust refund. But then felt that incentivizing, I don't know how to pronounce that, I'm German, sorry. Players to dust their cool wildcard was a counter to our goal of making Wild awesome. So instead, we're just going to give you the dust and you can keep the cards. What? Up to the maximum number of cards you could put in the deck, we will give you the full dust value of any cards you have that are being added to the Hall of Fame set. Yes, that means if you have at least 1 golden rack, you'll get 3,200 dust. So, instead of disenchanting my cards, they just give me the dust. I understand that correct, right? So instead, we're just going to give you the dust and you can keep the cards. Thank you. That's actually a great move. I read that wrong, guys. I read that wrong. I read it as full dust refund because I did just skim it. But that's fine. We're gonna be rich, guys. We're gonna be rich in the chat. So, as I said, adventuring and expansions, guys. So for the year of the Mammoth, our release cycle, we include 130 card expansion at the start of the year, 130 card expansion in the middle of the year, and 130 card expansion at the end of the year. Okay. Alivio, thank you for your subscriptions. Welcome to the family. So good to have you with us. So we're not going to have adventures anymore. We're actually going to have expansions, expansions, expansions. This is expansion 1, expansion 2, expansion 3. This has something to do with plans. So Unguro might really a thing, guys. This seems like jungle, right? So we heard about the crater of Unguro being maybe the expansion. Those pictures kind of feature like, you know, it looks like jungle. It could be like the Stranglethorn Forest. By the way, too, Stranglethorn Forest. This looks like an arcane expansion, if it says anything. And I don't know what that says. We're going to be rich. You know, this expansion says we're going to be rich. Yeah, it looks like Unguro. So, Forest, maybe, or not. Or Stranglethorn Forest. Yeah, Dinos for hunters. Dinos for everyone. Nazis riding on dinosaurs. Nazi necromancers riding on dinosaurs. Which movie was that again? Which movie was that again? There was one. Dotaway, thank you for 5 months of support. I'm watching your stream with 2 of my friends, Maria and Victor. They're at their house. Can you give them a lovely salute? Okay. Yeah. And, oh, last but not least, guys, there will be daily lock-in rewards. So, that's not all for the Year of the Mammoth. Before the release of our next expansion, we get a flurry of activity planned to support its launch. Daily lock-in rewards will be available for a limited time, offering Dust Gold expansion packs, as well as a few other surprises in the weeks before the launch to blaze the trail for everything our next expansion has to offer, for 20. And then also, additionally to the lock-in rewards, you're going to have a new hero for Rogue. It's Maiev Shadow Song. And you know what you have to do for it? You have to win 10 games in standard or casual. Guys. You only have to win 10 games in standard or casual. You know what this tells me? You know what this tells me? Those last things here. You know, we're getting lock-in rewards and we're getting a free Maiev. Right? It's just like, hey guys, don't be sad that we're taking your cards away. Community, don't be sad we're taking your cards away. You're getting free dust, you know? And you're like, okay, they might be taking my cards away, but I get free dust, so I can create no cards. And then you're like, but I'm still a bit sad about missing them. And then you're like, woo, I'm getting daily lock-in rewards and a free hero portrait. Okay, I forget about that. They're taking my cards away, right? Yeah, we're taking your cards away, but here's your bribe. Here, take this, guys. We might be taking your cards away, but here, take this. No problem. But I think it's okay, right? It's not a new hero, it's just a new portrait, guys. Okay? Just a new portrait. So that is more or less what's going to happen in 2017. Additionally to like the tournaments we're playing, Hearthstone Global Games and stuff like that. I think it's reasonable. What do you say, guys? What do you say? I gotta say, Ryo, thank you for 5 months of support. Greetings, my friend. I gotta say that Ragnaros, the only deck I was playing him in was this deck. And I'm okay with putting him out. I could just easily cut a Rag. I'm not even playing Sylvanas. And I'm not playing Power Overwhelming. So see my hand lock here. If I would have to instantly put out Rag and Sylvanas, yeah, well, no, an Azure Drake. Even the Idol Druid doesn't even play, like, yeah, this would hurt. So this would hurt. You have to put Azure Drake out. And you would probably put Druid of the Claws in by not knowing the new cards. You know? So all in all, we're getting more cards, guys. So how many cards did an adventure have? Chat. How many cards did a solar adventure have? Wait, where can you... Where can you see the rewards again? It had like, you were going for normal. And you had, how many cards did you get? You get like 5, 10, like 60 in total? 45? 45? No, an expansion has 130 cards. I'm talking about an adventure, guys. That like 40 to 50, correct? 40 to 50. So we're getting like a huge amount of cards this year. I mean, we're getting like 390 new cards all in total. Yeah, in the collection, we could have just seen it. So we're getting like 390 cards all in all. That's going to be a lot. So imagine you're going to have 130 from this, 130 from this, and then throughout whole 2017, we're going to have the 390 from this. That's going to be a huge card pool. A huge card pool. Obviously, for the free-to-play players, this sucks. Because an adventure, you just invest 20 euros, you have 50 new cards. And, well, congratulations investing 20 euros in an expansion. Yeah. If you're lucky, you're getting 20% of the expansion, if even, right? So I have to say, if they actually bring out 3 new expansions, chat, if they bring out 3 new expansions, they give us 390 new cards. They need to update the dust value so you can craft a legendary for 800. Or they have to higher the drop rates. Those are the only ways I see this being a thing. I mean, even for me, as someone that makes a living out of playing Hearthstone streaming and will buy a lot of packs, I just see it as someone that plays the game casually. I'm not talking about free-to-play. I'm talking about the average Joe, user, casual Jim, playing the game while on the toilet, or in the train, or at work in the break for like 5 games a week max. They have to just higher the drop rates, make dust lower, or something in that direction. Because, like, who should buy 3 expansions a year? You would have to drop like 400 euros per expansion, or let's say 300 euros per expansion probably to actually get all the cards together, partially. Which means that you like have at least to spend like $1,000 on Hearthstone every year on a computer game. Casual Clear. I'm sorry, Casual Clear, I forgot you. For the girls in the chat, please do excuse. So I just hope that they actually hire like drop rates and stuff like that, because it would make everything better. But apart from that, it's a good thing.